This is Ecclesiasticus, sometimes referred to as Sirach 13 and 19. And it says, as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. I like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well, and salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this scripture was inspired by an article I found that I just thought was a joke. I honestly thought it was a joke, but it turns out there might be some type of truth to this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. As you can read from these headlines, we'll get the Daily Mail. It says Biden administration to fund programs that hand out crack pipes to prevent infection and promote racial equity. This damn devil got a lot to pay for, man. We want to prevent infection so you can continue to use a drug that regardless if you're infected with AIDS or hepatitis or not, it's still going to kill you by probably giving you a heart attack and your heart exploding in your chest. I mean, your heart will explode, but you won't have Hep B or C or whatever Hep's out there. This guy is the damn devil. And it says President Biden's Health and Human Services Department is finalizing funding to dole out crack pipes to drug addicts as part of its harm reduction plan. Wow. The $30 million grant program, which accepted applications until Monday and will begin doling out money in May, intends to provide funds to nonprofits and local governments to make drug use safer to advance racial equity. Wow. Included in the grant is money to purchase safe smoking kits slash supplies. A spokesperson of HHS told the Washington Free Beacon that included in these kits could be pipes for users to smoke substances like crack cocaine and crystal meth or any illicit substance. HHS said that the kits will serve to limit the risk of infection. Typically, users smoke out of a glass pipe, which can lead to cuts and sores that become infected with disease like Hep C. Handing out pipes is also intended to prompt users to smoke rather than inject themselves with some substances like meth, as an injection is far riskier. Applicants for the program get priority if they serve underserved communities, such as so called blacks, Native Americans, you bet put Hispanic in there too, or the Rainbow Coalition. The crack cocaine epidemic started in the 1980s, disproportionately ravaged the Israelite communities. Yeah, this is kind of lengthy. Kanye bugged out ass. Okay, yeah, that's all I'm gonna read on this. That's pretty much all I want to read on because this shit makes me mad. Okay, and see, this just goes to show you, Jake's out there, that bad Uncle Esau does not like you. They sat down and put out a bill that encourages you to continue in a habit that's self-destructive, whether you have Hep B, Hep C, AIDS, or whatever it is, it's still going to kill you. Ecclesiastic is sometimes referred to as Sirach 13 and 19. As a wild ass is a lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. Right? Bad Uncle Esau has been devouring us since day one. Day one. Why? Because he hates us. All right. First Peter 5 and 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, once again, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. And who's that? The poor, the Israelites. By setting up bullshit like this that will encourage Israel to continue to partake in a destructive lifestyle. Just like how now it's not uncommon for a person to overdose and a random person that's not a medical professional, such as, or a first responder, such as a police officer, firefighter, or paramedic. It's to the point where now you have random lay people walking around with Narcan. I believe the technical term is naloxone. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a drug that blocks the opioid or the opiate receptors in the brain. So when people do things like heroin, oxycontin, or some type of synthetic heroin derivative, okay, it blocks those receptors. Basically, it takes the high away. All right, it's the same thing. Instead of this devil trying to help people get off these things, instead of providing stuff like Narcan, which further enables them, like stopping the use of giving them their own personal crack pipe so they can stop this destructive lifestyle. Nope, just give it to them. That way they can do their drugs and continue to be happy and not bother society. No, that only further enables them to just kill themselves. But see, this is what you can expect from the damn devil. This guy is not, as the scripture says, man, this guy is not for our turn. All right, this devil is not about looking after what's in our best interest. Wisdom of Solomon 2 or 12. And it says, oh, let me start at 11. Actually, let me start at 10. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, whom that lion seeketh to devour. Okay. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, putting a bill for $30 million to hand out free crack pipes. For that which is feeble in their eyes, Israelites, is found to be nothing. We ain't shit to these people. All right, that's why they put this bullshit in action, so it further kills us. And it says, therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. Right. The way we want to live life is not beneficial to bad Uncle Esau. And because of that, the things that he wants to do is not beneficial for our lifestyle. And it says, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Right. Because we're standing up to you, telling you you're the devil. And the reason why you're the devil is because you do bullshit like this. And then you get the nerve to be offended and want to act like your feelings are hurt. Why people talk about you the way they talk about you. Because bullshit like this. You're not offended to put it in action. You're not offended to put it in the press. So why should you be offended when we call you out on it? You goddamn devil. As you read in that article, man, the crack, the crack era, that destroyed many Israelite families. There are families that are still suffering today because of those decisions. There are husbands that got put in jail on RICO acts for the rest of their lives because of this. There are daughters and mothers who are strung out and are homeless. There are daughters and mothers who have resorted to prostitution. There are men who have resorted to prostitution. There are offspring who have genetic defects because their parents did that shit when they were smoking. Man, I'm going to end this right here because I'm very mad. As I said before, I thought this was a joke. I honestly thought this was a joke until I did some research and found out it was true. And so before I go on a very angry, righteous, spiritual rant, I'm just going to close this out. And I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.